Hey guys, you're watching the Dota Weekly Show, your source of news, mechanics, and whatever else that's interesting. This week's headlines are SMM is switching from Dota 2 back to Dota 1. I'll give you a small update on the How Fun Golden League, the HFGL. For the mechanics corner, we'll look at vision and how helpful that is in terms of preventing juking. And lastly, I'll give you a little bit more heads up on that beta key giveaway, a hint to that riddle that everyone's been trying to solve. And without further ado, this is the Dota Weekly Show. It's a Dota Weekly Show!
Yay!
Hey guys, today's October 17th, 2011. I'm Luminous, your host for the Dota Weekly Show, and let's get right on to the news. First piece of news is that SMM is switching from Dota 2 back to Dota 1. So it wasn't long from since they have announced that they're going to go from Dota 1 to Dota 2, but I guess because everyone whined and complained, and I guess the SMM organizers thought better. It was like, hey, if no one's going to enjoy the tournament, probably a better idea to switch back to Dota 2. Alright, hey, you know what? I am happy because now SMM and the WDC will kind of close out the year as the biggest international tournament for the Dota 1 and probably the last ones in Dota 1 history. So it's going to be big. I'm looking forward to it. You guys know I'm all for Dota 1. And I'm glad they're making the switch. Man, Dota community lately is like not keeping their word. Art Style says, hey, you know what? I'm quitting Dota. Hey, just kidding. Gonna inform you to myself. SMM's like, hey, let's switch from Dota 1 to Dota 2. Just kidding. Let's go back to Dota 1. But you know who keeps their word? Luminous, because I made a promise I'll do one video a day until my 200 commentary, and I got that. No, keep my promises. Man, it was tough, but everyone was supporting me. It's like, hey, where's your video today? Hey, where's your video today? They're constantly motivating me, and I got there. So it's a pretty big milestone. I'm pretty proud of myself. I will be bringing you guys that hero focus video that I've been planning on. I got the hero picked. I have the replays there. I've done my research. So it's just kind of throwing all those information down together, and I will promise, hopefully, I'll give you guys a very, very good hero focus kind of video and kind of like a pilot one to see how you guys like it. So that's kind of what I'm doing for now. I'm going to be taking a short break. It's not going to be a month, don't worry. It's probably not going to be a week, but I just kind of want a couple of days off to kind of catch up my schoolwork, catch up my social life. So that's kind of what I'm doing. But if you're wanting to see a little bit more kind of Dota commentaries from me, I will be casting for the HFGL, How Fun Golden League. As you know, I am kind of representing MYM TV to cast some of the Chinese game for them. HFGL is a Chinese online tournament. And this Wednesday on 14 CET, I'll be casting LGD versus WE. Maybe two teams you have heard of. This Friday, I think I'm casting Nirvana China versus one of the team that loses in the match that I just mentioned. And then Saturday, I'll be casting eHome versus Tyloo. So pretty good, well-known names. And again, it's going to be in 14 CET. You could find the commentary. Should be live on DotaCommentaries.com on those times. And I hope you support me there and you show up. Chinese games, you know how much I love Chinese games, and I think they're for my forte as well. So, all right, so that's pretty much it for the news, and let's move on to the mechanics. For this week's mechanic, we'll take a look at fogging and vision. Now, fogging and vision is probably the least applicable of mechanics I've done so far, but it's still a very, very interesting topic that I would like to discuss. Let's talk about the basics of fogging. Fog will re-update itself every 0.4 second, and that's sometimes why you're chasing a hero around the corner, and before you click a spell on that hero always disappears in the fog, and you guys have a very nice merry-go-around kind of thing. For the most part, fogging and vision in Dota is quite self-explanatory. If you're on higher ground, you have less obstructive sight, so that means trees won't block you, you will see further. If your enemies in lower ground, you will see them and they will not see you. Pretty basic stuff that we are quite familiar with. For the rest of the mechanics, I'll talk about very specific spells that will give you sight and grand vision for you when you're chasing. And some of them we are already very familiar with. For example, Crystal Nova from Crystal Maiden will give you sight on the area that you're casting it. Same thing with Static Remnant, it gives you flying vision. And what flying vision is basically you have unobstructed vision over tree lines, over complete fogs. Just imagining having a Beastmaster Hawk as a flying unit with vision. Of course, Howl of Terror from Vengeful Spirit, Napalm from Batrider. These are some of the more common spells that we know that give flying or ground sight. Here's a list of some of the more uncommon ones that you could actually abuse in a game. For example, X marks a spot from Kunkka will give you 1000 flying vision whenever you cast it on a unit. That's pretty cool to know. Chronosphere will give you, of course, true sight and also unobstructed vision within the chronosphere. Dream Core will give you flying vision as well. Chain Frost also gives you flying vision, and that's actually something that you have to be careful about, because if you're chain frosting in the jungle, and it might give you vision to the next creep camp that it's normally fogged, and your chain frost will unfortunately bounce over to there instead of the enemy targets that you wanted to bounce. Well, with flying vision as well, Sprout will give vision in 1000 AoE. It's not flying vision, but it is still vision nonetheless. These are some of the more useful examples of spells that you could have. I heavily recommend you to check out the link I'm providing in the description box. It is the vision guide being made by Lord Shinjo on the Advanced Mechanics Playdodo forum, and on there will be a full list of every spell that gives vision in some shape or form. And of course the facts are there, but it's up to you to creatively use these spells to, not only to scout, but to juke, to counter juke. All these stuff is quite possible, but it requires some sort of creativity. So this week's mechanic is a little bit light. It's quite specific, but hopefully you found it useful. So that's it for this week's mechanic. Alright, that's it for the mechanics. Let's move on to the ranting section of the Dodo Weekly Show. You guys have been very patient. The 1-a-week beta key giveaway, here's how it's going to work. This week, I'm just going to give 1 key away, and it is going to be Holy Gauki. I don't know which one's the correct pronunciation, probably neither. But I have sent you or him, her, a PM. Hopefully he or she will respond soon. And then when they respond, then I'll send them a key. So Holy Gauki, if you're watching this, get your PM box quick, within 24 hours. Okay, so next week, the Weekly Show 22, I'll be giving away 2 keys. One of them is going to be, again, done by a random number generator, picking one from my subscribers. The second one is going to be done through a riddle. And if you haven't watched my commentary 198, which what the riddle was inside, here's the riddle one more time. And people got pretty close. People got pretty close to the riddle. I haven't got the exact answer yet, or haven't got the exact answer with the correct explanation for the answer yet. So here's a hint. Focus on the numbers. Focus on the numbers. All 4 lines of the riddle correspond to the hero, but again, you're going to be guessing the hero's skill, not the hero itself. So yes, all 4 lines focus on the hero, but the numbers within those lines going to be focusing on the skill that you're going to be guessing. Now, look for a pattern of numbers. Some numbers in the 4 lines going to be kind of distractionary. But there's going to be a pattern with the numbers that's going to correspond to the skill name that you should be guessing. Also, please send your response, your answers to riddle to my YouTube PM box only. Don't put them on the comment sections. Don't put them on Facebook. Don't send me a PM on the commentaries. I just want them all in one place. So please just send them to my YouTube inbox. And if you put it in the comment section below, people will just copy your answers, as evident by someone posting one of the answers onto the comment section below and look pretty smart. So everyone just literally copied and pasted and sent it to my PM box. I'm like, that's not the right answer. So okay, that's it for the giveaway. So again, next week is going to be 2 key giveaway. I'm going to skip a week and then 2 more key giveaways. So basically it's 1 a week. The reason I'm giving out kind of 2 keys at once is basically I could give out the keys sooner, so you guys could get your hands on the keys sooner. So that's it for this week's editions of the Dodo Weekly Show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, this is Luminous signing off. See you guys.